Hi everyone, welcome to another video with exercisesforinjuries.com. My name's Kaya. In today's video, we are going to go through a bed yoga sequence for tight hips. So all you're going to need for this is a comfortable surface, whether that's a bed or you're on the floor, and you may want a bolster or some pillows or folded up blankets for some support. So we're going to begin lying on our backs. You can lengthen out the legs here or come into constructive rest with the feet wide, heels out, toes in, and the knees falling in towards the center. Palms can be out at the sides, or you can have your hands on your belly. And if it feels okay, you can close the eyes. And we'll just begin by connecting in with our breath. No need to change anything about your breath, just starting to notice your inhales and exhales. And then in your own time, we'll slowly draw the knees in towards the chest, maybe finding a little bit of a rock side to side, massaging the hips, the low back. And then we'll grab onto each knee with our palms and coming into some hip circles. So doing this in whatever way feels good. So maybe drawing the knees away from each other in big circles. Or you could keep the knees together and draw circles, massaging the low back here. And then switching directions. Staying connected with your breath. And then finding stillness, we'll draw the right knee into the chest. Left leg can be bent or straightened out. Pulling the right knee towards the chest just as much as is comfortable. Deep breaths, expanding the belly. And feel free to close the eyes for as much of this practice as you'd like. On your next exhale, we'll gently release the right leg. Change the clasp of your hands and then draw your left knee into the chest. So the sequence is a great way to start the day if you wake up with stiff or painful hips, or a nice way to wind down before bed, relax the nervous system, and get your body a little bit more comfortable before you go to sleep. Good, next exhale, release the left leg. We'll bring the right leg back in, extend the left leg long, coming into a twist. So a couple options. For a more intense twist, we'll lift the hips up and over to the right and bring that right knee across the body. You can even use that left palm to press the knee down. For a gentler twist, bringing both soles of the feet to the mat width apart and dropping both knees to the left. For both twists, supporting that right knee in whatever way feels good, or if both knees are falling, you can even put a pillow between the knees. Gaze might come to the right. Breathing space into the outside of the right hip, and then each exhale, releasing a little bit more into the posture. Good, next inhale, slowly come back through center. And then finding whatever twist you did on that side on the other side. So maybe lifting the hips up and over to the left and bringing that leg across, or just dropping both knees over to the right. And gaze might come over to the left. Just whatever feels best in the neck. Finding your breath. Good, next inhale, we'll slowly come back through center. Adjust the hips back to center, and then we'll pull the knees towards the chest. You can grab the backs of the thighs, or if you can reach, we'll grab the outsides of the feet, coming into happy baby pose. So as we draw our feet down towards the floor or our thighs down, we're working to flatten our low back, so drawing the tailbone to the mat as well as our shoulders down towards the mat. Just deepening the stretch. And then you can rock side to side if you'd like, or stay still, or maybe even lengthen one leg out and the other as you rock side to side. And just finding whatever feels best in the body here. Next exhale, releasing. For these next two postures, option to do the two options are to turn around, and we'll do them facing down, but I'll give you options to stay on your back as well if that's more accessible for you. So we're coming into a child's pose. If you can't get there, we're going to draw the knees towards the shoulders and just holding. So same position as a child's pose, just with less pressure on the hip and knee joints. If you're coming into child's pose, toes together, and the further apart you bring your knees, the more intense the hip stretch will be. You might want to bring some pillows or blankets in front of you for support. We're going to hinge at the hips, fold forward, and finding support for the head. So whether that's on a support or on stacked palms, finding a way to relax the neck and jaw. You can even place a pillow between the thighs and your shins to take some of the stress off the knees. Good, we'll slowly come back up. For our last posture, we're coming into pigeon pose. So this is a pretty intense hip stretch. If that's too much, you'll come into figure four. So on your back, opposite ankle crosses over the knee, pressing the leg away from you, and making sure to flex those toes back to the shin to protect the knee. And then to deepen, pulling the thigh in towards the chest. So that's your option from your back. To come into pigeon, we'll start in a tabletop position and then draw the right knee in towards the right wrist, left leg extends straight behind. So most of us will be lifted on our right side, so you can bring something under the hip here for support, and then maybe something out in front of you as well, so you can come down onto it. But if that's not accessible, you can stay up, or maybe just come to forearms. Wherever you are is perfectly fine. Doing your best to relax the shoulders, the neck, and the face. Thinking about pulling the right hip back, the left hip forward. And if you're in pigeon and you're having trouble with pain in the right knee, definitely taking a figure 4 instead. We don't want any pain or discomfort in the knee joint. We'll slowly come back up, taking your time to come back into a tabletop, and then we'll bring the left knee in, or changing sides for your figure 4. If you're in pigeon, right leg is straight back behind, pulling right hip forward, left hip back, as if we're trying to square the hips forward, and then staying up or coming down into resting pigeon, maybe supporting left hip or your torso, and then relaxing the neck and the jaw. And if the mind's wandering, each time you notice, gently bringing your attention back to your breath. Couple more deep breaths. Relaxing even more each exhale. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up, rocking onto the left hip, and then you can swing the legs around, either coming to lie on your back for Shavasana or taking a comfortable seat as we close off practice. So wherever you are, you can allow the eyes to close if that feels okay, or just finding a soft gaze. Relaxing through the space between the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw and the shoulders. Breath is flowing organically. Sending yourself some gratitude for showing up and doing this work for your mind and your body. I invite you to stay in this seat and breathe, or in your Shavasana, for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Namaste.